My husband's Fred made me uncomfortable at our wedding. Am I the asshole for understanding and not freezing out my dad for leaving our mom over a dead bedroom? Am I the asshole for changing my mind about my wife being a stay-at-home mom since she changed the terms?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dicksons, episode 8. This episode, I don't know what we're doing because Maria planned the episode and the content. So, yep, she's taking over. She's found some stuff, some stories, some content to talk about. It's been a few weeks since we recorded because life gets in the way. So if anybody's curious as to why sometimes we record like 3-4 weeks in advance, it's because I like to have like 3 or 4 videos ready because we are only like 1 week ahead right now, which means we have no content ready, which stresses me out. So
Yeah.
she's going to take away how the past couple of weeks have gone and what content we're doing.
Take away how the last couple weeks have gone? Like, tell them about our life?
Sure.
Oh, well, we had a party. Well, I had a party with a friend that was doing some celebrating. So that's why we missed out on that week. But that was really fun and something, that we're never going to do again. So that was cool. And the kids went to bed with you. So that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Caroline was going to be more upset about not sleeping with me. But it turned out that Liam was.
Yeah, So, fun fact, our kids sleep with us.
No.
Right, whatever. We enjoy it. They enjoy it. Whatever.
For the most part.
I enjoy it. Like,
I do. It's just I complain when it's irritating
like
when they don't
like
fall asleep.
don't sleep well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Caroline sleeps with Maria in the same room as us. We all sleep in the same room. We have 2 separate beds, and then Liam sleeps with me. And we thought maybe that, Caroline would be like, I don't know. But then I was like, you're going to sleep with Daddy. And she's like, oh, nice.
She's so excited.
I'm Snuggle Daddy. And I'm like, yeah. And then Liam was like, wait, no mommy? And I was like, no. You're just going to sleep with me like normal. So he was actually the one who was like, wait, this isn't cool. And Caroline was the one who was like, I don't care at all.
It actually makes my heart a little happy because he's getting older, so, it's nice to know that he still cares and still wants his mommy, and nice to know that Caroline can survive without me and wants you sometimes, too.
Yep.
I kept pulling up the monitor. I was like, guys, look, they're both in bed, and Caroline's just wide-eyed, just staring at the monitor, just looks, even in the black and white screen, just excited.
Yep.
Couldn't see Liam, though. And then you were a pirate for the week after that. Your eye was acting up.
Oh, yeah.
So we couldn't record
My eye
those.
bothers me every 5-6 weeks for a couple days. This eye right here, the inside of this one, never over here, never this one, never here, always the inside of this eye. Went to an eye doctor, like a full-fledged eye doctor.
Ophthalmologist.
And they did some stuff and looked at it and looked at pictures of it and asked all the questions that you would need to ask. And then they're just like, huh. You ever had Lyme disease? And I was like, yep. They're like, yep.
Yep. That's it.
They're like, yeah, we don't, yep. That, like, people with Lyme disease sometimes come in with, like, this thing. You can take, like, immune-suppressing medication or steroids and stuff like that. And I was like, I mean, as long as it's not causing permanent damage, like, how long has it been happening now? Like, 7-8 years,
yeah.
And there's never, like, no blurry vision. The actual eye itself, like, doesn't hurt. It's just, like, just feels irritated on the inside. Yeah, fun stuff.
Do we tell them about our trip, or do we just kind of dive in, or do we do a lifestyle segment for a little bit, or will we get off on a tangent and then not really?
No, we took them to the Rochester Museum of Play.
That's
and
fun. First family trip.
Not really.
Well, an overnight trip.
Oh, like first time, like all of us staying in a hotel. Yeah. Yeah, because usually we just do like a 3-4 hour trip and we just drive early, come back late. Stay in a hotel. Went fine.
Mm-hmm. Caroline was so excited to eat in bed.
Yep.
I have never seen her eat so much
as
she did in that time. And it was 8 o'clock. She said, you could tell she was very tired. And she said, I want to go sleep. Like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And then she gets her second wind. She's like, I need a bath. I need to have mac and cheese. I need to have all these snacks. No, I want to eat into bed. and just, yeah, for about 3 more hours maybe. Liam was very tired.
Yep.
But content. They had a good time just hanging out in bed, watching TV, eating snacks.
Yeah, it went pretty much as well as you could expect for toddlers, so.
Yeah. And they had so much fun. There was so much cool stuff there. And then the second day was a little harder, though, because they were tired and whiny and, they still had fun, but Caroline was a little more difficult, at least.
Hmm. She's 4.
Yeah.
It's just is what it is.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how the bigger trips that we want to go on, how they'll do. A little bit longer, a little bit more stuff to do. But she'll be a little older, too.
Yeah, I still want to wait like a few years for like anything bigger because
well,
it's
I mean, like the water park one this summer.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Stuff where we have to like wait in lines and like, no, you have to go do what we're doing all at the same time. Like you don't just get to run off this way. Liam gets to run off this way.
Yeah.
I think we're still like a year or two away from like Caroline, like recognizing like it's going to be fun if we all go do this together rather than like Liam wants to go do this and she wants to go do this. And now they're fighting about who gets to do what. And I think like another year or two for Caroline should be, and then we can start doing those without as much.
Yeah. She's made so much growth in such a short period of time too. School definitely helped. Thanks, Miss Shimon.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Should we dive in? I don't know. I think it's interesting when people read the Reddit stories and kind of react to them and have conversation about it. And I just
this is going to bring you back to reading in school, though.
Well, I've been practicing reading a lot.
Oh, but out loud?
No.
Okay.
I read to Liam and Caroline. All right. Let's see. Which one should I start with?
Just choose.
Let's go with this one. Gotta have it load. Okay, so the first one is, am I the asshole for changing my mind about my wife being a stay-at-home mom since she changed the terms? Read more. There we go. I'm still learning the internet.
So this is from a guy saying, is he the asshole for what?
Changing my mind about my wife being a stay-at-home mom since she changed the terms. Just wait. I, 35-year-old male, have been with my wife, Allie, 37-year-old female, for 2 years, married for 1, and we are expecting our first child together in a few months. I also have 2 children, 8-year-old male, 6-year-old female, from a previous relationship with Alex, 32-year-old female. We have 50-50 custody. However, Alex travels a lot for work, so we have the kids more than that most of the time, so we get child support from her. Before we married, Allie and I spoke extensively about what we wanted, and she was adamant about being a stay-at-home mom. I was upfront with her that I was fine with that, we'd be able to afford it, but she would need to be a stay-at-home mom for all of the kids to be able to make it work. She agreed happily. So as you can probably predict, she sat me down the other day and told me that she wants, at minimum, her first year as a mom to only be a stay-at-home mom to our shared baby. She said after that, she can help out more with the other kids, but wants to protect her first-time motherhood and said it's her number 1 boundary. I told her that that would no longer work then. I couldn't support a family of 5 on just my salary without help with all of the kids. She said I needed to figure it out and respect her boundaries, but this simply won't be possible. We have family to help for sure, but she's saying she doesn't want to be responsible for the older kids at all the first year. Also, we want at least 1 more child, and now I'm worried she'll try to extend the year with another baby. She's incredibly hurt and angry, but I don't think it would even be possible to respect her boundaries. So would I be the asshole for, I don't know what the word he says, changing my promise basically to let her be a stay-at-home mom? Quick edit. My ex-wife will be keeping the kids for 2 weeks after birth and has been able to be assured she wouldn't travel for that first month of emergencies coming up. And I am also paying the person I currently am, who picks up, watches, drops off the kids, etc. before and after school, an additional 4 weeks after Alex already has them, for 6 full weeks from any older kid duties for Allie. Yeah.
No, he's not the asshole.
I agree.
Mostly because it's not a personal thing. It wasn't, you're unwilling to, like, you want to put more time in with your child, your biological child,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. So it wasn't a personal thing like, oh, you don't want to help take care of all the kids, you just want to take care of yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I could see how that'd create conflict anyway, but it was just, I can't afford to send these kids to daycare and have you not working the entire year, but home with the baby we're having. So it, like, if it was like a more of a personal thing, I guess maybe we could like find somewhere in the middle. Like, she wants to spend time and focus on the motherhood that she's never had with her baby, and it makes sense. That selfish endeavor is fine. It's fine to be selfish in that scenario. He's saying, we can't afford it.
Yeah. And he said prior, they had a conversation about it prior that said she agreed to take care of all of them.
I don't mind her changing her mind, though.
Yeah, but I think also if you're getting into a relationship with someone with kids, you accept their kids as your own as well. Yep. And you're having all of these extra things to help out in the beginning, too, which is the hardest time.
I mean, you're a mom, so I mean, like, if I had kids that were brought into the relationship, I don't feel like you would just immediately be like, well, like, you obviously know the process of raising a child from 0 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
You would have enough time, especially, it doesn't say how old the other kids are, right?
Yeah, I think they're 6 and 8, so they're in school for
I mean, like,
most of the day, too. And before school and after school, transportation, everything is taken care of.
If they were like 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds, I could see how it would be like, I can't, do 0 to 1 motherhood and do all that and still like take the time to enjoy it, which is her right. But like, that would be like Liam. It would just be like, go grab a snack.
Yeah, they're easy.
Yeah, like go grab a snack and watch some TV or play with your toys, buddy, like that. Yeah. So,
and they're going to be at school all day. I understand wanting to fully be invested in your child, but they're also part of your husband and your, I don't want to say your child too, but
they are
kind of, yeah,
they are. Like any parent that chooses to, especially since you're having new kids, and I'm assuming they're married, if it's said in there, right?
Yes, they had been married, I think, a couple of years or something. So I can't remember.
They're your kids.
Yeah.
And it would be like, you're going to stop working, so my salary is going to cover everything. But then the second that you decide that, like, I don't want to take care of those kids, that means I have to allocate additional funds to take care of the kids while I'm working, which you're opting to not do anymore. He didn't make it personal. He just said, I can't afford to do that.
Well, I think it did say that the transportation thing was maybe for like 6 weeks. So after that, I think she would have to, because I was just thinking, like, what would she even have to do? And why wouldn't he be able to afford it if she didn't have to watch them? But I think she would. Never mind.
Yeah, it'd be weird having those scenarios if it were us. Like, we really never run into, like, this is a... what word did she use in that?
For what part?
She like, it's a red line, or this is
a boundary.
Like, a boundary, yeah.
Yeah. Which is frustrating because, I mean, everyone's entitled to change their mind or change their opinion, but he was very upfront about it in the beginning. I
don't blame somebody for wanting their selfish time with their kid because, like, he's had kids. This is going to be another one for him. Not that it's, like, less valuable time for him, but, like, this is her first baby. I don't mind her wanting to do that, but I don't blame him for saying, well, I can't afford it. Like, if you're going to stay home, then you're alleviating funds I would have to pay for the other kids to be watched because you'll be home to be able to do that. And it's just like,
no, and it's kind of magical to see the older kids with the baby, and I guarantee they would probably try to help even,
Yeah, I mean, Liam is easy now. Like, very
Caroline's
easy.
Getting easier.
But we don't have multiple 6, 7-year-olds, so maybe if there was just, like, constant fighting and 2 boys just breaking stuff, maybe it'd be different. Or maybe kids are just more difficult than Liam, but...
Yeah. I think it was a male and a female child. But overall, I don't think he was the asshole for that.
No,
In my opinion.
I can't imagine.
I can see.
I can't imagine many of the
but...
comments would say he is. Usually, when somebody asks, "Am I the asshole?" Usually, the answer is no. From what I've seen, usually.
Yeah. There was very few that were the other way around. Yeah. Yeah.
Even
it was
after
an
like all the ones I've
8-year-old
seen,
boy, 6-year-old girl.
Yeah, that can't be that much. It's like you just have to be
And
present.
they have 50-50 custody. Sometimes they get them more, but I don't know.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think so too.
So half the time, you just have to make sure like a
Maybe
6
a
and
little
8-year-old
over
survive
half
for what, like
sometimes.
maybe 3 or 4 hours until the dad gets home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you're not the asshole, dude. All right, so let's see. Next one. Am I the asshole for understanding and not freezing out my dad for leaving our mom over a dead bedroom? Okay, it's kind of small, so I have to go with my old lady eyes. This is a weird post to make because honestly, it's weird to know such details about my parents, but such is life, so here goes. My 27-year-old male parents have recently announced they're in divorce proceedings. I was a surprise, so they were still pretty young, both in their late 40s. I have a younger sister who is 24 and recently married and freaking out. Apparently, my dad is leaving my mom because for the last 3 years, they basically never had sex. She would have no interest, and I guess it went from once every couple months to in the last year, she straight up told him she is just not interested in sex anymore. He asked for an open marriage, and she took that as a sign he would cheat and filed for divorce. It sucks, but I get it from both sides. I'm not really trying to get in the middle of it, to be honest. I've always gotten along fine with both of them, but my dad and I have always been super close, just way more in common than the more involved parent growing up. So while it sucks they're split, I just want to continue to have a separate relationship from both of them, or with both of them. My sister has taken a different approach and hates my dad right now. She thinks he's being a total a-hole and just saying a lot of mean things about him. I'm trying to stay out of that and just let her heal how she needs to. I recently had my dad over for a dinner with my wife and our 2 young kids. He's doing well and has already started dating someone, and I'm honestly happy for him. He's still young, and I don't think he should be alone forever, so he's in his 40s. Since it didn't work out with my mom. I guess my dad posted to his story a picture of him with his grandkids to his Facebook. So my mom and sister saw it and are mad at me for still being so tight with him. My sister is calling him a cheater and saying I'm taking the cheater side, and my mom is saying similar stuff. I feel like I'm just being an adult about the situation though. I don't know. Am I really in the wrong here? My wife says she can see where my sister is coming from, but thinks I'm being more logical about it. Wanted to get some neutral perspectives.
Not the asshole again.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I have an obligation to you for intimacy, affection, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter whether I'm interested in that moment or not.
Yeah, you're the only person in the world that you're going to get that from.
So like this is like I feel like this would be like a controversial statement to say, but like I am obligated to provide you with sex. You are obligated to provide me with sex.
It's your duty, woman.
Like we are obligated to do that for each other. And if you like, I couldn't like years.
I mean, if you're a total garbage human and you treat me like crap and you're just horrible, then I can see
we would divorce
that.
well before the sex life ended.
True.
So it's just like
that's the only circumstance where I can see that. No, I'm not obligated to do that. If one of us treated the other horribly,
yeah, you should divorce. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder why. It didn't really say, right?
It doesn't matter. We can just go based on what the facts are. Yeah. If our marriage for 3 years was sexless, I imagine we would divorce.
That'd be awful.
I imagine we would divorce.
Yeah.
You have to keep putting in effort into it. Like I imagine we would divorce. I imagine that's why people do divorce.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because I don't know. That's a long time.
Let's like reverse the roles. You are trying to initiate with me. You're the one that's attempting to initiate. I'm not interested. It goes from months to now 3 years, and I just say I'm just not interested in being intimate with you anymore.
It would make me feel like crap.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the reason I want you to say it, or it to be you, is because everyone will just think it's the guy that wants it more. But we've clearly talked about in the past from different episodes, like it's pretty even for us.
I think most women too. Yeah.
Right, but I think the perception is that men are going to want it more in like a marriage, or there's a perception. Like if you read anything online, it's like they just expect that marriages become sexless.
Right.
But I guarantee that's why they end.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Sad.
so if it's like 3 years for us, and I'm just like, I just don't want to with you anymore. I'm just not interested. And you're just like,
imagine.
I have needs, buddy. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so your options are divorce me, or ask for an open marriage, to where you can at least do something.
Yeah. That part is cringy to me. You might as well just end it if you're asking for.
Well, then you're not. But like,
thing.
so what's the difference between like being roommates and be like, what's the difference between you being co-parents and you guys being married at that point?
Yeah, that's true. So I guess.
So like you want the like so and I understand it. I would never want you to sleep with anybody else, and I don't blame the ex-wife or the wife for not wanting an open marriage. I don't blame that, but you don't want him with you, and you also don't want him to have it with anyone else.
Right.
So what are you asking for?
Yeah, I don't know. Just to
So
be.
it's just like
to be friends, I guess.
So his options to me were divorce or open marriage. She heard open marriage and said divorce. Fine.
Yeah.
Now, if it was our children, if it was my parents were never together that I even remember, but like, I would be siding with my dad, not because of like the decisions that were made in the marriage. I would think that's just extremely unfortunate. But I wouldn't, there wouldn't be sides. So similar to the one daughter where it's like, I like my mom. I like my dad. I don't think my dad's doing anything wrong. He had needs. They weren't being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And if you have needs that aren't being fulfilled on any aspect, if I didn't kiss you for 3 years, if I didn't show any affection for 3 years, if I didn't support you financially, emotionally, intimately, if I didn't support you in any certain way for 3 years and I just said, I'm not interested, that's just like a lack of respect for the relationship. And I know it's like I said, I feel like it's going to be like controversial to say, but like I am obligated to fulfill your needs, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And if I just actively choose not to, because like I'm just not interested anymore, like there's plenty of times where I might not be interested that moment, that day, that night, or whatever, but it's just like
3-year span.
There's never been a time where it's just like I'm not interested right now, or today, or I'm stressed, or blah blah blah, but then intimacy happens and I'm like, there's never a time where I'm like, that was a waste of time. So like I don't know, it's just like
I'm interested in the cheater part, because I think it was just she was assuming he would cheat and not that he actually cheated.
From the sounds of it, there was no intimacy, and he asked for an open marriage, and that became an assumed cheating option. But I don't think you would cheat and then ask for an open marriage.
Yeah, because the mom and the sister were calling him a cheater and saying that the son is siding with a cheater. So I was interested to see if
he's not a cheater to me unless he actually did.
Yeah.
And if it was roles reversed and it was a girl, that I would think the exact same thing. I think you have an obligation to take care of your partner in every way. And the second that you don't, I wouldn't blame somebody for leaving. Yeah. I don't know why it's like, it seems like really taboo to have discussions like this, but like,
I think blanket statements are hard. Like, we're not saying if you're with a really crappy person, they treat you like crap, yeah, you're still obligated to do that. No, absolutely not. It's just, if your relationship is...
Yeah, but like, technically you still are. But technically you're still obligated to... I'm still obligated to fulfill your needs, even if you're not fulfilling mine. But at that point, I would just leave you. It wouldn't... The sexlessness wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't lower my standards for what I expect to provide for you, even if in moments of time you're not providing those to me, because that would just be lowering the bar for both of us. So it's like, you're right when you're saying you don't need to feel obligated to do it for somebody who's just like treating you like shit or cheating on you or all these different things. But at that point, you should just leave anyway.
That's true.
Like for me, like if they're cheating, like, of course you're not obligated to sleep with them. If he's abusive, of course you're not obligated to sleep with him. Or
I think
if they're putting in no effort, sure, you're not obligated to, but like I also don't want to set the precedent that like I would ever expect to lower my standards if yours got lowered, because that's just how the bar just keeps lowering.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't really have to, you know, show affection to her because she's not intimate with me, and then like, well, he's not being intimate with me, so I don't have to like do the nice things for him anymore. It's like, well, since she doesn't do the nice things for me anymore, then I don't have to like do like it, like, you know, you
it's
see
just
what I'm
a
saying?
domino effect of
Yeah.
yeah.
If you find a way
recipe
to like,
for disaster.
because anybody can make the argument like, well, yeah, he is a shitty guy or a shitty girlfriend, and it's just like both of you are creating the conflict by stubbornly being like, well, I'm not getting what I need, so I'm not giving her what she needs, and then that just so it reminds me of that movie The Breakup. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like their constant like stubbornness and like dying on the hill, and they both have pretty good points, right? Yeah. She's like, I want you to do dishes. He's like, why would I want to do dishes? And she's like, I just want you to like want to help. And he's like, I will help, but just like give me a minute. And then she's like, no, like we have plans. You knew that. And it just like turns into all these things that like normal couple has have conversation on.
It's so real too.
But like they just don't like stop for a second and be like, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so relatable, and it just happens in so many relationships too.
Yeah, it's just that people don't. I don't like the whole like, oh, it's us versus the problem, but like they don't like work on it together, like ever. They just are just like, I'm not getting what I want, so I'm gonna make sure I'm not providing the extra effort to get what she wants. Like you need to like in times where like you're not giving me 100%, like I should be giving 110%, because it's like I can't, because then I'm just as bad. If you're like only giving 50% lately the past few months, it's like fine, I'm giving 50%, but then we're screwed.
Yeah, it's like you have to take turns being the one that pours a little more from their cup sometimes.
And it's different too. It's I've told you about this before. It's like you might have to initiate the affection sometimes. Yeah. Because just like it's just not like my brain is always going. So you're just like, so you just don't think to hug me? I'm like, no, we can hug. Yeah, I like hugs, but just like it's not the first thing I think about.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's not because I don't like them or want to or blah blah blah. It's just like my brain is so focused on 1,000 different things. Even just setting all this stuff up right now, I'm just like thinking about all this stuff I have to do. And then like, yeah, stopping and hugging you would be a great thing. It's just not in my brain. So it's like sometimes you have to be like, sometimes you might have to be the one who carries a little bit more of the load on like ensuring affection happens. Yeah. And then I have to like respond to that in kind with certain things that like maybe you don't think about.
And I think it's normal for both people to just not be on the same page, but not fully into the whole like intimacy thing for a short period of time too. Like this past week, we've been really busy. I mean, my stomach's kind of been like meh. I don't know if it's just like stress, not eating well when we're on our trip.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually it's any time we just branch away from eating home cooked meals. Now we're just like, tired, don't feel good.
And so we're not really into it this week, and I mean that's fine because 2 weeks ago or next week we're gonna be back to how we are.
I mean, even then, not for TMI, but like it's still like twice a week. Like on a week that you consider bad, it's like if it's been like 3 or 4 days, you're like, has it been like weeks? I'm like, it's been like 4 days. Like 3 days.
You can imagine 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even about like the guy wanting it and just not getting it and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, if you have no intimacy in your relationship, I wish there was like a statistic I could just look up right now, but I can't. I know there's a statistic that 1/3 of all marriages are sexless in the past 12 months or something like that.
That sounds about right.
And then also the divorce rate is like 50-ish something %. You do the math.
It's nuts.
If you haven't been intimate with your partner in a year, I think your likelihood of divorcing is much higher. And then some TikTok thing came across earlier, and it was like, if you at least do it once a week, your risk of like all-cause mortality, blood pressure, heart disease, any of the above, drop.
Do it for your health.
Yeah, drop by like significant margins. I don't know anybody that I'll double down. I don't know anybody that has a good sex life that is not a happy couple.
That's true.
Nobody's like, oh yeah, we're doing it all the time.
Yeah.
It's a great time, and then they're just like fight. Like you don't have time to fight.
Yeah.
Like how do you feel good? Like what do you look forward to? Like what do you? I don't understand. That just sounds like a miserable life.
It does.
Like so, I don't blame the dad in the situation. And again,
Yeah.
if you gave me a roles reverse thing and a girl was in the same situation where a guy wasn't offering it for 3 years,
Yeah. If
and
the
you didn't,
wife wanted
and you
to,
didn't
yeah.
cheat for that 3 years and didn't, like be like,
Yeah.
yo, right? I don't blame him at all.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like it'll still be controversial to say, like
Yeah,
if
for sure.
a whole group of girls heard me say that you have an obligation to do that, they would be like, she's not obligated.
Yeah. But you're also saying that you have that obligation to me too. So,
Yeah, but like I said, the perception is just like that it's one-sided
yeah.
in marriages. Like, oh, I have to do this. It's like there's some, without going into too much detail, there are some people who are just surprised that like we do half the stuff we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like take the time to like make sure our lives are good in that aspect.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, like if you're a couple watching, just put more effort into it.
Yeah.
There
You
is-
shouldn't feel like you have to if you're in a healthy, happy relationship.
No,
It
it's
shouldn't
not
feel
like a
like you
have
have
to.
to.
I guess obligated could feel like a have to. It's I'm going to put more effort into this. And then by proxy, that influences effort as well. And I don't think like, I genuinely, if every single person watching this put more effort into it, that part of
The
their
world
lives,
would be a happier place.
I don't know, like if you could take anything you ever do in life and say, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this and I hope it, reaps good benefits or whatever, like a good return on my investment of time and energy and whatever. If everybody that was a couple that just put more effort into it to make sure the other person had a great time, I can't find a scenario where it would be like all this effort has just been a waste. like it wouldn't like how many things can you put that much effort to in life and just be like, yeah, that was just a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't.
Yeah.
If I took some like extra time to make time for you to make certain scenarios of your intimate life very good, there's no amount of effort that would be like, he's just putting in way too much effort right now.
I see no downside.
That's what I'm saying. So why aren't people doing it? It's like this. It's just it's the same thing with like it's self-discipline. It's the same thing with like working out. It's just like people just get caught up in doing bad habits.
Sure wish I didn't do that workout. Sure.
Yeah, nobody ever says that. Nobody ever says, oh, I wish I didn't put so much effort into my sex life. I wish I stopped, or I wish I didn't work out. I wish I was eating poorly again. Like nobody says these things, but yet like nobody does it. In the back of your head, this will make my life better. This will make my relationship better. Working out makes my health feel better, physical health, mental health, everything feel better. So like, why don't people do it?
I don't know. I mean, I could say the same thing to myself about working out. It's just getting there, getting it started.
I mean, I can answer the same thing. I don't stay on. I mean,
Yeah.
for anybody who's doesn't know me, I don't actually like. I would say out of 365 days, I probably work out about 200. So like,
It's better than me.
like it's to some people that sound like a lot. To other people, like it's like I take 8 to 12 weeks off sometimes. It's like shit, I really
And I
need
mean,
to
I
get
think
back.
that's normal too.
It's just like, oh, we didn't end up uploading this one, but it was like the thing we talked about the other day, and it was just like, how do you keep motivation or self-discipline? And it's just like I just kind of have to like shit talk myself. Like I'll sit there, I'll be explaining a chat. I'm like, we're doing this podcast tonight. I got 4 episodes we have to record this week because we're late. I have the 6 days a week, 8 hours a day of stream, plus the YouTube we're doing, right? And then we also have to like do all this other stuff, plus the normal stuff with the kids, plus our normal time. And then I'll just sit there and just be like, yeah, so I've just been kind of slacking on working out. And then I'll just sit there and be like, so I couldn't find 15 minutes.
You said
I couldn't have found 15 minutes to work out. That's what I'm telling myself. And in my head, I'll go, that's an excuse. And then I'll just kind of be like, do it, bitch. And then and then at some point I'm like, yep. And then it's kind of like when you're like trying to get in cold water and you're like, I just really need to jump in. Right. And you're like trying to convince yourself. And at some point you're like, just go, like, Jesus.
Those people that do the polar dips, I could never.
Yeah, that's weird.
Literally never.
It's a bad example because I'm not doing that shit, but like, that's like what you have to do.
Yeah, just jump in all at once and just do it. It's better, but yeah, I struggle with that. All right, so not the asshole.
Again.
Yep.
I wonder if we're going to find one where somebody's an asshole.
I don't know. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. Hold on. Oh. Okay, here we go. I had heard of this one on a TikTok that we watched, and I thought it was interesting. It had a lot of perspectives on it. Okay, so this one, I don't know. I don't think it was an "Am I the asshole?" It was just a off my chest kind of thing. My husband's friend made me uncomfortable at our wedding. Last weekend, my husband, 27 male, and I, 30 female, got married. It was a great wedding, and I had a great time leading up to it. There's only been one thing that's left a sour taste in my mouth. Growing up, I always wanted a big princess wedding. I know some people see those as tacky and immature, but it was always my dream. As part of this, the theme for our wedding was ballroom, and I told everyone to wear the nicest things they owned, and told the woman in particular to try to outshine me. I even went as far as telling the married women to wear their wedding dresses. I would never freaking fit in my wedding dress. I didn't care about being outdressed. Instead, all I wanted was to fulfill the aesthetic in my head that I had for the wedding, which included everyone else looking nothing less than extravagant. And no, before people ask, I don't regret my decision. It was really special to see my mom, aunts, and bridesmaids all in their own dresses on my big day. It kind of felt like they were passing the torch on to me, and I really enjoyed the experience. Now on to my husband's friend. My husband has this friend I'll call Kate, 27 female. Kate is my husband's childhood friend and first love. My husband comes from a small town, and a majority of his friends he's known since adolescence. In their senior year of high school, Kate and my husband got engaged, which is kind of normal where they're from, but called off the wedding and never went through with it. It was mutual. They felt they were growing up too fast and wanted to slow down. The calling off the wedding was the end of the relationship, but they stayed friends. I knew this information prior to getting with my husband and never had a problem or felt jealous because I'm friends with a few exes myself. In fact, 2 of them were invited to our wedding. One was my bridesmaid, I'm bisexual, and the other was invited as a guest along with his current girlfriend. I've never had a problem with Kate being my husband's ex, but I have had a problem with Kate as a person, as she's kind of bitchy and gossips like she's still in high school. A few examples of this are: just a month into our relationship, she confessed to my husband she still had some lingering feelings, to which he responded that they already tried that and it didn't work. If she brought it up again, he would cut her off out of respect for me. I wasn't that mad at the time because I understood they had a long history and my relationship with him was just starting out, and she owed it to herself to see if there was anything still there before it was too late. However, after she was turned down, her attitude towards me changed to fake nice and started calling me things like cougar or asking me how I expected to make a relationship work, as I want to be an anesthesiologist, which would require long hours, or telling my husband's whole friend group how she doesn't like my loud personality. And when I confronted her about all of those things, she would say, "Oh, it was just a joke," or "You're so loud, I felt like you would just go off." There's more shit, but I typed it all, and if I typed it all, I would never get to the point. Kate has her own husband, I'll call Gerald. Kate and Gerald both make average in terms of finances. They are both teachers. Kate, kindergarten, and Gerald seniors. They got married last year. On a teacher's salary, Kate wasn't able to afford the most luxurious wedding dress out there, but I always had the impression she was happy with it. Kate does have another wedding dress from when she was going to marry my husband that her dad paid for, who was unfortunately passed now, which in terms of fanciness is a bit nicer, but obviously she didn't wear that dress to her own wedding. I was expecting Kate to wear the dress she wore to her own wedding to our wedding, but when I looked and saw her, she had the wedding dress she was supposed to wear when she was getting married to my husband. When I saw her, I immediately went WTF, but decided to drop it because I didn't want a conflict on our wedding day. My husband, however, was also confused on why she wore that one and asked her about it without me even having to tell him I was uncomfortable. She responded, "Well, your wife wanted such a big princess wedding. I thought I'd wear this one because it follows the theme more. Don't tell me she's upset about it. She's the one who said come in your nicest clothes, and this is my nicest dress. I feel like I'm not allowed to be upset, even though I am. And I know this is my fault, but the whole thing has left a really bad taste in my mouth. I would have never been okay with her wearing that one if I'd known she was going to, and I feel like she should have asked. I keep telling myself it's not that big of a deal, and during the daytime when I'm distracted, I don't even think about it. But I've always been a night owl, and it makes me shitty every time I think about it before I fall asleep. So now I'm here complaining on Reddit like a loser. I feel pathetic.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's just a lot of feels in that one.
Sentimental thing about the dress, dad being dead and have bought it for, understand.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, so this is a really weird concept because we don't have like exes that we would invite to our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're cool with like them, I guess. Like it's just like if we saw them, we'd be like, hey, but you know, we're not like, yeah, come to our wedding. But the second that those interactions happened where you would even need to, if I had an ex, even though we were like still maintained friends after, and there was any sort of shit talk that you even felt like you needed to confront, that person wouldn't be invited to my wedding anyway.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts.
So,
and with the history of her clearly still having feelings for him. I mean, even though she's married now, it still just leaves a bad taste in your mouth to have that person still.
I don't have an issue. So, like, if it happened to us, I would be like, if you're like, she's wearing that dress, and I'd be like, really? And then you'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, I'd probably say, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Like, her dad bought it for her. It didn't, like, it's not like we got married in it and then divorced after. So it's like, it never actually became like the dress. Mm-hmm. But I would still get why
it's
it would
still
be a
a
dumb
weird
decision.
feeling.
Like, you should like ask first. But also it's like weird because it's like, wear your nicest dress. That's her nicest dress. We didn't actually get married in it. My dad bought it for me. He passed away. Like, I do kind of get it.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely,
mean to her,
I would also be like annoyed as well.
Yeah, I would be annoyed. And especially since she's clearly mean to her or doesn't like her.
Yeah, that's the part that if none of that happened,
yeah.
If the thing didn't happen where she was talking shit about her, and the thing didn't happen to where she was like, I still have feelings about your husband.
Yeah. And how do you expect to make your relationship work? And then she like came in the
dress. I'm very confrontational, but not to the point to where like I create unneeded conflict, but I would just go up and be like, why would you wear that dress?
Yeah.
Right. And she would be like, should I not have? And it would just be like, I just kind of bad look. And if it was just like, I'm really sorry, like I can leave. And then we would probably both be like, no, it's fine. It's just like, you didn't think about it. It is what it is. It's not going to affect our time here. We're going to focus on ourselves. But it's like, it's the other stuff that would bother me. Like you talked shit about her and you said you had feelings for me and you're wearing that. Like those three things together, like set a precedent where it's like, I feel like you're just doing it out of spite.
How the girl's husband felt about that. The Kate's husband.
I don't know.
No.
But
she seems like a person that kind of, I don't know, from the little bit that I read, she just seems like a person that would kind of run the show and walk all over the husband and whoever else is in her life. I don't know.
Yeah, like if we were the other couple and then, you like were going to get married in the past, then you decide to wear that one, I guess, like if there's like a conversation, like, can I wear this one? Like, would you care? Like,
yeah, if you're a reasonable human and you don't treat me like crap and you just had a genuine conversation with me about it, I'd say, I understand why that's a sentimental dress. Go ahead and wear it. But if you're going to be mean.
If you were like, it's a nice dress, I never actually wore it. It was what I was going to wear. It's not like we got married in it and then we divorced right after or something. And I actually like spent like, this was the dress and my dad bought it for me. He passed. I think I'd like to wear this one. I'm probably just going to be like, I don't care, but you should probably ask because it's the dress you were going to marry him in. Yeah. So, I mean, you like reach out. And I'm assuming if they reached out, I expect people to be adults anyway. And it just doesn't happen that often. But it's just like, it wouldn't be hard. It would just reach out and be like, do you guys mind if I wear this dress? Literally no sentimental attachment to it. It's just my dad bought it for me, and it's a not much nicer dress than the one I wore for like our wedding or like my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just wait, and I'm sure they would probably just be like, eh.
Mm-hmm. It's also interesting to me, which small town, I get it. Like, we live in a small town, but how did the girl know what that dress looked like? Because usually you wouldn't see the wedding dress before anybody got married. So that part threw me off too.
No.
Small towns.
Yeah, small towns, you just know everything about everybody. Everybody
There's
knew
probably
you.
so many things
Everybody
that people
knew
know
you
about me,
before,
and I have no
I was
idea.
gonna say everybody knew you before. Like,
I got so many friend requests from people as soon as we started dating, which, I mean, I love because everybody is just nice here. But it made me chuckle a little bit.
it's a good town.
Yeah, I like it. So I don't think it was an "am I the asshole" thing, but she's not the asshole to me. It's we've talked about it.
It would be one of
she
those
was nice,
situations
then-
where I would just be like, well, first of all, like I said, luckily, like I've had a lot of friends who are girls, and I've interacted with a lot of women throughout our 15 years. I've never had a single time to been like, you've made it weird. I don't really know where we go from here. If somebody, especially an ex, were like, I still have feelings for you, I would be like, yo, I'm really sorry, but like, what we were prior to you just saying that, we can never be again.
And pretty
now.
cool of the wife to be okay with that and be okay with her going to the wedding. And I mean, that's pretty cool of her to me, but better than I am.
Know. I don't well, I was going to say, I don't know if like an ex came up to you and was like, Maria, I still love you. And then it's just like, yeah, come to the wedding, buddy.
Yeah. Why?
It would be like, it's not even like a territorial thing. It would be like, I don't think you need to come to the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, right, not genuinely, like, if after all this time you're still like, still have feelings, like, you need to.
Yeah. I'm wondering how much time had passed between
If I did something
that.
over the past 15 years to where harmless, didn't intend anything, never sent anything inappropriate, but somebody developed feelings for me, I would feel like that's on me. To where it's like, even if I haven't done anything wrong, it would be like, that's on me and this has to be fixed now. But by that getting fixed, like, we can't have what we had, which might have just been a very platonic friendship. You developing feelings means I've led you to believe that there's a reason for that, right? Or I've led you to believe that that's okay to approach me with. Like, why is my ex coming up to me telling me that like, I would feel insulted. It'd be like, what, buddy, what have I said to you that would make you think that you can approach me with more than platonic friendship feelings?
Well, yeah, I think
I would be insulted.
people are able to develop feelings for someone and have you not know about it. It's the part about letting you know that
I don't
bugs
know.
you. Because I think, I mean,
Maybe
there
it's
was
just
an
'cause
instance.
Maybe it's just because I'm very in control of my feelings, because I really don't think you just accidentally develop feelings for somebody. I really don't. I think it's subconscious decisions that you make, because it's not just like, there's pretty girls everywhere, right? So it's not just, oh, well, she's attractive, and we've always talked about the difference between somebody being attractive and being attracted to somebody, and I've always said being attracted to somebody is a choice. They could have great personality traits and be attractive, but if you're not actively looking, it doesn't matter. So your brain should not start developing those feelings. And again, maybe people are different. Maybe people just aren't as in tune with their emotions or capable of controlling them as much. Sure, but like, I think becoming attracted to somebody is a choice. I do.
And I mean, I've had like a specific example that I have is, I mean, it's years ago now that you know about it. There was a person I went to school with that apparently really liked me the entire time we were in school. And then they knew a family member, and I found out later, and I had literally no idea. Like, we didn't really talk that much either.
I feel like high school is tougher
And
though.
so, yeah,
because,
I guess
like,
so.
why you like somebody, like when I dated a lot throughout high school, I got my heart broken a lot, probably I dated from like the time, like I had girlfriend in first grade, like the entire time first grade. Like how do you date someone in first grade? It's like we just sat next to each other at story time and would just like give each other's notes that like said I love you and stuff, right? And then like maybe kiss, right? Like genuinely just like, could you imagine Liam just having like a girlfriend, right? But like you could like, yeah, there's some girls who like always just like love him and it would just be like mutual. So it was like harmless, funny, but like I had girlfriends, and then like as I got into middle school, same thing. Like I just had girlfriends. And I think it was just like I just really didn't. I enjoyed not being alone, so I enjoyed like somebody wanting me. And obviously, middle school, high school relationships only last 5-6 weeks maybe or whatever. And I could just develop feelings in like half a second. So like I've gone from like understand, but like I feel like there's a difference between those relationships where it's just like, oh, you're pretty, and I think you're kind of cool, and I like that you like me. Cool, all right, that's enough for me. So it's like
fair enough.
So it's like I think it's hard to say high school. Like I think there's plenty of times where people have crushes, but the difference is y'all were single. There's not just always a bunch of single people roaming around anymore.
Right.
Not
That's
like
true.
not as often. Like there's a lot of people that are taken. So if you are with somebody, if I'm with you and somebody comes to me and they're like, I have feelings for you, it would be
if
insulting
you're
to
developing
me.
feelings for someone's husband or wife, then
Yeah, it would be insulting to me. Like not to you, not for you. It would be insulting to me if you came to me and was like, I have feelings for you. And it's like, what in your right mind would ever make you think that would be okay to tell me or say to me or anything? Like, what do you think is going to happen from this conversation other than me cutting you off or at least stepping back from what we were to where we could never be that again?
Yeah, yikes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if we had like a mutual, because like all of our friends right now are mutual as well. So if they came to me with that, it'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, right? Like if we were like, because we have a lot of mutual friends that are girls and like, I'm close with them. Like there's times where I'm just hanging out with them from time to time.
Yeah. And I don't think anything of it.
Right.
Yeah.
If they came to me and said that, it would be like, we can never, ever have another interaction that's like this again. And it's not even like a trust thing because
it's just a line that you don't cross.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be insulting to me. It's like, what would make you think that? What do you think? Like it would be really interesting to me actually too. It would be like, what do you think
for science?
Yeah. What do you think is the potential outcome of this interaction?
Nothing.
You think I'm going to leave my wife? You think you can just join? You think like we're going to like stay this, but like I just get to know that you have feeling? Like what is the point of telling me this? I would be insulted. Yeah. So if I was that guy and it's like my ex is coming to me and I'm getting married and she's like, I have feelings for you, I would be like, it sounds like he did a reasonably right thing.
Yeah.
Where he's just
and
like,
I think it was in the beginning of their relationship, so that she said that. So I don't know how many years have passed, but still, it's kind of weird.
I would be mad.
Yeah.
I'm very, not proud. I don't like the word proud, but like I've been able to maintain a relationship with a lot of females throughout. Our and there's never one time where it was like, don't send me stuff like that, or I shouldn't have sent stuff like never. Yeah. It's just always been very clear, and I've never had to say anything either. So I think girls understand and know, like, if there's not an option or there is. Yeah. And clearly from me to dozens and dozens of mutual friends we've had that are girls that I've also interacted with, like, on our own through work or just our friend groups. Nobody ever just. Yep.
Good job. What time did we start? Do we have time for more?
It's been about 50 minutes. I don't know, what is it?
I mean, this isn't a couple one. It's just about raising a girl. It's kind of.
Oh yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. It'd probably make me cry. But I read it and I was like, that hits home. So if I can get it to load, because we're black screen right now. Come on, phone.
Raising a daughter.
Yeah. Let's see if I can
saw a
get it to
TikTok
load.
about something about raising a son where the dad didn't want the mom involved in the disciplining of the son because he felt that it needed to be without maternal energy. Or no, he didn't want her to comfort the son after.
What?
he didn't want her to comfort the son after receiving like punishment. It didn't seem like spankings or anything because we've already mentioned that before.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't want to like have the kid be in trouble, sit in timeout or whatever he has to do or whatever, and then immediately go running and crying to mom and get consoled. And I was conflicted on it.
Yeah, before the punishment happened or after the punishment happened? Like after he had his timeout, she would comfort him?
I don't really know. I didn't get like full context. And it was like, I do think there's something important about like him seeking comfort from you.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it would depend on what it was that he did. If it was like, no, we don't need to go get cuddled by mom right now. You need to stay here and like we don't.
Yeah. I mean, if it's after the timeout after the punishment happened and they want comfort after that, I see no problem with it.
Yeah. I guess it would depend on what it is. And it would depend on the severity of it.
Right.
If he like hit Caroline or something or really hurt her and I was like having a serious conflict, resolution with him, like whatever that punishment would be, I don't even know because luckily we don't have to really worry about that. And he was just immediately like running over to hug you. I guess in that moment I might be like, no, come sit down, right? Like, no, like this isn't a time where it's like, oh, I need to feel better. This is a moment where you need to learn how
it's
to
just
act.
after for me is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even if like you were having the interaction with him and he was doing something and he was receiving discipline, he immediately like ran to me and like hug. It's like, I'll hug you, buddy, but like you need to go sit down and finish this conversation or finish whatever she said you had to do. Mm-hmm. Just felt weird. I think maybe just the wording of like didn't want any maternal energy. It just felt weird when it was just like, I get it.
You've
from
got
like
weird
a guy
energy,
to guy
dude.
standpoint. It's like I really do like there are going to be conversations where it's like he's going to test physical boundaries.
Yeah. And that's
what boys do. And at some point that will need to be like a conversation that's like, this is mine. Just like there will be certain probably conversations where it'll be more tailored to like,
for
she wants to have a conversation with mom about something. Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
There will be stuff like that. So I kind of get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I got mine to load,
Okay.
so I want to read it. Okay. Trying to raise a confident girl in a world that keeps teaching her to be small. Made me emotional already. Lately, I've been feeling really heavy about the messages my daughter is picking up from the world around her. She's 9. She used to be loud, goofy, took up space without thinking twice. Now she'll change outfits 3 times before school because she's worried about what other kids will say. She apologizes constantly for existing, for asking questions, for being excited. We talk a lot at home about confidence and kindness and not shrinking yourself. I'll try to model it too. But then she goes to school or watches content online and suddenly she's worrying about being annoying or too much. She told me the other day she didn't raise her hand because she didn't want people to think she was trying too hard. She's 9. I know this isn't one person's fault, it's just everywhere. Other kids repeating things they hear, influencers pushing a certain look or vibe, even well-meaning adults telling girls to be polite in ways that really just mean quiet. And I keep wondering if I'm doing enough. I see how kind and smart she is, and I just want the world to be gentle with her. I want her to grow up feeling strong in her voice instead of constantly editing herself to fit in. Some days it feels like I'm pouring love and confidence into a cup that the outside world keeps poking holes in. I'm still trying. She's still amazing. But wow, some days it just hits harder than others. Just needed to get that off my chest because today was one of those days where it felt heavier than usual.
I don't think it's specific to girls. I think there's something as a society that we are doing a major disservice to our children by trying to stifle energy. We want them to go sit down in class for 8 hours. And this isn't against the teachers, but it's like the structure we've created. We want 5, 6, 7-year-olds to go sit down for long periods of time, not talk, not be goofy, not be loud, right? And I understand they have a curriculum they need to get through. Schooling is important. There's a lot of teachers who make it fun, which is good. But there are some who you can tell maybe just really don't like kids.
No,
Luckily,
that
where we
shouldn't be
live,
teachers.
luckily where we live, don't really see that.
Yeah.
But
I think I see what you're saying with it's not just girls, because that definitely does happen, but I think
it's more for it's probably more for girls.
In this instance for girls. Yes, they're taught to just
like it's like normal boy play to be loud,
Yeah.
breaking stuff, and like it's like less normalized that like
Yeah.
girls can also be loud or have fun or be goofy or whatever.
Like, I think girls are much more I think they're people pleasers more than boys are people pleasers, and just try to be taught to be polite, like she said, and be quiet and agreeable. Like you're more tolerable if you're just agreeable, or you don't question things, or you're too much. I think that's pushed onto girls so much, and I hate it. And just thinking about Caroline being so spunky and argumentative right now, I hope that she does keep that into her older years, because it's so important to question things and not try to make yourself small and always
I think you
be the
really,
woo girl.
I think you really need to get your kids involved in group things that aren't involved in their school. I think there's a major issue with our schooling system overall, where it's like you're packed into a place for 8 hours a day with a bunch of people of peers who are the exact same age as you. Everything you do is public to everybody. It's just like the way high school is leads to like lifelong either good things or bad things. Like if you loved high school, I feel like there's a clear manifestation of your interactions in public long term, or interactions in work, or interactions with other people long term. And if you hated high school because of a variety of factors, I feel like that does affect the rest of your life.
For sure.
So it's like if Caroline was in school and then she was just constantly having something like that happen, I feel like we would need to bring her to places that reward,
Like be in theater or something.
Yeah, like that, like something where it's just like this
Gymnastics,
is like all these
dance.
things that you think that people care about, they don't. They just, this high school is not a good reflection of what life is post high school. Nothing is like that. It's less judgy. Nobody cares. Everyone just wants to exist. But high school almost creates like a hierarchy of like, this is how things are, and it's not.
And the feeling of dread, be like, this is what life is, that this is what is going to be the rest of my life. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's why at any
And
point,
she's 9, so this is just elementary school where she's already feeling like this. I couldn't imagine. The heartbreak of what's to come. I can't imagine it. I don't know. If she ever starts to dim, like.
Well, that's the worst part, is both of them are going to dim.
I know. I mean, Liam's already. He used to be so excited, but it was all play. But now
he's not really dimming. He's still having a great time. He just doesn't want to do work, which who does? So no, like I'm saying like they're gonna dim because it's just what life does.
Yeah.
That's why it's like we have to find like a happy medium between keeping them in a bubble of like I've mentioned it before. Keep them in a bubble of the world isn't awful and people aren't awful. But also make sure you keep an eye out for the awful people. If keep an eye out for these things. Let us know.
Don't assume the worst, but also be prepared for the worst.
Don't assume the worst, and then until they hit a certain age, it's like assume the worst. Everyone sucks. Assume the worst. Everyone sucks. Yeah. Everyone's out for themselves. Be selective in your friends and your relationships. Very selective. Take extra time to be selective. There's not really another time where, because it's like the moment you get in that relationship or that friendship, you're excluding yourself from maybe having met someone a week later that would have been better. And this is the hard part is they're not going to listen to that, and they shouldn't. They have to go experience it, and that's what will dim.
You know, it
Getting
sucks.
their heart broken will dim their light or whatever.
Yeah.
Having friends treat them like shit, getting bullied, it'll happen to everybody. I attempted to get bullied. Luckily for me, for whatever reason, never bothered me. I don't know why.
Just built different.
I don't know why. But like I was small, so I mean, sure, it happened pretty often.
Yeah. It's
but
sad.
It
never.
never like it. I was always probably stuff my dad taught me, but like I was,
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, if there was going to be a fight, it was just like, okay, like, and then I did play a lot of sports, so I was athletic and strong and whatnot, even though I was shorter. But it was like always being willing to. The number one way, and hopefully this is something we can teach them, to not be bullied is genuinely not care, which is very hard, but like not care, like your opinion of me doesn't matter, and then also be willing to engage in whatever conflict they're willing to engage in. The odds of it
This
actually
is complete opposite of me.
What a bully wants is they want like power, they want control. If that's taken away, it can be taken away either by force or it can be taken away by perception. If they perceive you as like a threat to their power, they'll probably just leave you alone. The whole idea, like when you're growing up, like, oh, you just ignore them. No, you don't. It doesn't do anything. It never did. Ignoring them does nothing.
Yeah.
Ignoring them just keeps their power.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even say that to Liam and Caroline. Like, just ignore her, but then she's just a little tyrant after, so.
I remember this kid walked up and had like one of those little sports bottles, and he sprayed my back with it in middle school. In the lunchroom, I was sitting there with Josh and Matt and EJ, and he squirted my back with water.
Why?
Don't know. So I just got up and I walked over and I just poured my milk in his lap and then walked over and sat back down, got in trouble, and I was like, don't spray my back. And it almost became an issue. He was much bigger than me. Wouldn't have turned out well. Like, I'm not sitting here talking like I'm,
Got Josh,
training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? I'm not, but like, I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
If it turns into, like, because like in my head, it's like, I don't know, like, there's a bunch of people around. If something happens, it'll get broken up pretty quick. I'll be all right. I could take a hit or two. Like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But like, the second that you allow them to do that, it won't stop. You don't just like if somebody sprays you in the back in lunch class and like sprays water on you, unless it's an accident, you don't just allow it to happen.
Yeah.
You don't. The kids, same thing. Kids threw an open milk at our table. Upperclassmen, they're in like the front of the cafeteria there, next to the door. We're like one row down. They throw an open milk on our table, splashes all over us. We look, see who did it. We throw all 4 of our lunch trays over their table, gets all over all of them, and then we all just walked out and went to the principals. We're like, yep, we know where we're going. It's all good.
Got him.
Yeah, like it's just like you don't allow it in it, right? I'm not saying go out there and just start conflict. I'm just saying be willing to have it, because the second that you start letting yourself get walked over, everybody will take advantage of it.
Yeah. And you have to be so selective about who you surround yourself with.
This also makes it so much harder for girls too, bringing up girls.
Yeah.
Like as a guy, there's always an underlying threat of conflict, like physical conflict.
Girls are just mean.
Right.
Emotional
and with girls,
warfare.
I feel like it's a little bit less physical and a little bit more mental, a little bit more character assassination, like starting rumors, like, attacking the perception of the person as a person, rather than like with guys, it's a lot simpler, at least to me, where it's just like, he does this, you do this, and you have to be willing to. You also have to know when not to, right? And it's, maybe that gets a little complicated. With girls, it's just like, I see some of the stuff that happens and like some of the rumors, and they like make separate like Facebook pages making fun of them and doing this stuff and that stuff. That it's just like, I don't even know what you do. That one's way more complicated, because
I just hope people change by the time they're older. Like, this world gets better, people get better, and I know it's.
I hope, yeah. Like,
not.
That's what I at least like is
Attainable.
is accountability. Is we live in a town where it's small. We know the parents of all the kids. The kids, like if I found out Liam or Caroline was bullying somebody, like we've talked about it before. Somebody asked on stream as well. They're like, what would you do if you found out like your daughter was the bullying some girl or bullying somebody like that? And it would be like, you would get like,
Be so disappointed.
you would get one warning. Like, I better not hear that this girl is ever bullied by anybody. Like, you better like protect her from being bullied. Yeah. Like, I'm going to ask the principal, let me know if that girl is bullied ever again at all, and my daughter does not can say something.
Yeah.
Or I will literally pull you out of school. Not even kidding. We're homeschooling her now. Like, it would just be a decision. Obviously, it would be like, hopefully, like, you're on board with that because that would be you. But it's like, if you are bullying somebody, like, one time, even a single time, I am pulling you out of school, you will never go back there. Never. You will not be able to, like, sure, maybe you could see your friends out, but like you are not going to that school anymore. You're not doing the graduation stuff. You're not doing the sports. Like, I feel like all parents need to be that black and white about this shit.
But
like,
I mean, there's so many parents that just don't care, or they encourage the bad behavior.
I don't know how you would get told that your kid's bullying, and I guess maybe if your kid lied.
And I mean, if you're bullying your kid.
True.
Because
there are some people who are just like, oh, that's just part of boys being boys. It's like, well, yeah, there's going to be people testing, like, sure. But there's a difference between, like a mutual, just like, oh, he scored water on my back, so I poured fucking milk in his lap. What do we want to do? You want to fight about it? Like, what? I don't know. Sure. But there's a difference between that and then, like, the actual bullying that goes on.
Yeah.
But that'll be something we have to navigate in due time. But that's gonna, that's like right around an hour-ish.
But most important thing, don't ever make yourself small. Don't surround yourself with people that say you're too much, and then if you are told you're too much, be even more, and they can go find less. So
as long as it's the right time and place.
Yeah, I guess.
If I'm in the movie theater really watching this movie and you're just like, yelling about something like, yo, I love your enthusiasm, buddy, but I'm trying to watch this movie. Like,
I don't mean those instances.
Don't tone down your personality.
General. Like if you're at a party or you're, or like you're too much or you're just excited about something, like that little girl was nervous about being excited for things.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I feel like it's just all part of reading the room and then just not care what other people think. Just gonna have to take a good amount of time and just teach our kids to not care. I think it'll be tough, but I think with enough conversations and outside influence that isn't always just like school is what life is.
Yeah, and confidence boosting. I feel like that's very important.
That's what I mean. Like take them out of this environment and put them in other environments that are similar in terms of the amount of people that are there, but with, like you said, like theater or like other sport groups or stuff like that, where it's just like, this isn't what life is.
Yeah.
This whole catty bullshit that's happening at this school or this classroom or this group of girls, that's not what life is. Nobody is going to like those people when they get older, right? Unless they grow up and stop being awful people. But like, it's not what life is. No. But yeah, in the moment when you're going through it, you're like, this is all life is. So, yeah, it does it every once in a while, but then as long as it reconnects, it's fine.
Okay.
That's going to do it for this episode.
Yeah.
We have 2 more episodes to record over the next 2 days because we got behind.
Yep.
So I'm stressed. Not actually stressed. Actually, kind of, yeah. I'm not stressed because, like, this one's not even coming out till like 2 Thursdays from now. Like, I'm not really stressed, but I just need a day. And even then, I have to do editing on that day. So not really going to get any days off, but
that's what you get.
Yeah.
Having fun.
This is the price I pay, which is just a lot of work, but it's all good. I enjoy it. So, if you guys haven't, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, but send this video/videos to your friends. When you see the shorts, like those little clips pop up, be like, hey, you should watch this because it allows my friends/people I like to watch to do this more. So we've already committed to a full year.
Show all your friends.
But like, if you want this to continue, in 2027, like if you want this podcast to continue in 2027, it's got to do reasonably well, right?
Yeah.
It's going to cost me about 10 grand this year to run this, which I think to most people like who are just like on Facebook or friends are just like, how does this cost 10 grand? It does. It's like 6,000 or 7,000 in editing in terms of like my editor, getting all the clips, getting them all sent to me, the thumbnails, the design, and then obviously just the cost of the all the stuff we bought for it. So, I need to kind of get a return on the investment of all this. So, if you guys want this in 2027, share it around.
Watch, please.
If you know people that would like it, ask them to watch, and we will see you guys next Thursday for episode 9. I don't know what it's going to be about, but we'll figure out something cool to talk about.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.